Evening, everyone. Welcome to sort of the midway point, I guess you can call it, in the season 18 of the CM0102 Super League. It's there's been so many delays and postponed matches and everything throughout the season, so it's a little bit tricky to say where we're actually at. Don't envy the people who have to produce the stats, so we'll see. As always, I hope the stream quality is okay. If you can't hear me or anything like that, then drop me a note in the comments. Scott and Steve already here. Even, evening, guys. Evening, Steve. Good to see you. Um, Now, where were we? Talking about the table. It's game week 13, kind of. There's a few teams that haven't played. 12 games yet. Northern Burn, Dudley Hill, Haggis, and Sanctay. And Stackington and East Coast aren't playing tonight. Evening, Duggan. And yeah, so who knows? Next week there's only five fixtures. The following week there's five again. We'll try and do this a little bit quicker. But yeah, we'll see. And then I don't know. At some point we'll get back to normal. But at the moment it's a little bit strange in terms of how the fixtures are kind of playing out. But I'll try and squeeze in a couple of extra shows here and there to see if we can catch up. So we'll see how that goes. But lessons learned for everyone. The number of seasons that we've reached now is probably the maximum. That's kind of doable. We've also got contracts running out or whatever. So for future reference, this is probably the maximum. Maybe one less would also have been okay in terms of number of seasons in the same save. But that being said, let's remind ourselves quickly of the results from last time out. Badgers beating Dudley 1-0. East Coast having a draw with Sloths. Good result for the Sloths away there. Exiles 1-1 with Los Santos. Fulchester 1-1 with Stackington. Then there was an impressive Northern Burn 4-1 win at home to Foss Road. Stanley beat Sanctay 2-0. And finally, Vikings lost 1-0 at home to Haggis. So that's how last week ended up. Sanctay wants an early game. Let's have a look at the fixtures and see if that is possible. You're playing Haggis. Hopefully, Mr. Campbell will be here. If not, then we'll throw it in anyway. I'll try and see who is here. I'm guessing Foss Road against the Vikings is the obvious one, as both Steve and Duggan are here for this one. Indeed. We could also go Northern Burn against Dudley first, as Steve is here and Ian won't be here. Believe it or not, Mr. Edwards is missing a Super League show. You heard it here first, unless he told you. So yeah, that's the big news from the Northern Burn camp that the manager is going as is. But yeah, so we'll start with that actually. Steve, if you are good, I know you like to. Well, I know you hang around anyway, but if you don't mind, then we'll go first with Northern Burn against Dudley, and then we'll see if a Haggis turns up, and we can go Sanctay next. That's going to be the plan anyway. Northern Burn against Dudley, big game coming up, of course. Northern Burn are unchanged. They have no injuries or suspensions to worry about. Just a couple of fitness, just below 100, but nothing enough to warrant any kind of major changes, of course. Northern Burn, for the first time this season, are above the dotted line. They're in sixth position. Dudley have dropped below it. They're still not conceding a lot of goals. There is Mr. Campbell. You will be up next against Sanctay. Um, but yeah, so that's where we're at with Northern Burn. They faced Dudley, who were on a great run of not conceding any goals, and now they conceded two in the last two games and lost both of them. They're on a run of four away games. It's not getting any easier for them. Northern Burn away tonight, and then Vikings away next time out. So that's it for them. They have made one change. It's Collins who came in for Del Vecchio, who's dropped to the bench, and Rossini has dropped out completely. So that's how it goes. Ian just needs to be. No, he doesn't. For moral support of the team, but he doesn't do much. You're right. You're right. He says as is as much as possible. We'll kick this one off. First game of the evening in this slightly shortened show due to only having six games on. It's Northern Burn against Dudley. Let's see how the first half unfolds. And Penta, of course, the main threat. And Dudley with the meanest defense in the league. That could be an interesting matchup. We saw Neil Scally scoring last time out. Big surprise to everyone. it's not a bad season at Northern Burn so far. 25 minutes in, it's been a couple of changes for a couple of chances for both sides, but no one managing to find the breakthrough just yet. There was Tigalco with a very good chance coming forward for and having a pop. Yellow card for someone. Believe it was a Dudley player who picked up a yellow there. Buffon with a great save just before we get to halftime. Yeah, 5-3, 5-2, very, very even so far in the first half. If we look at the Dudley stats, Hetman's on an 8, a good key performance from him. David Collins, who's just come back into the starting lineup, he is on a 6. Apart from that, things are looking pretty good. Cafu down to 7-7. Fitness though, he's not getting any younger really, but has been brilliant so far. As is says Steve, we'll have a look at the Northern Burn stats just so the manager can check them when he watches it back. Unsurprisingly, it's Candela putting in a good performance. Scally's on a 6, so is Verong. Plenty more for those two guys to come in the second half, I presume. No worries, Tato. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. You are away to Exile, so you can play at any time. Just let me know when you're back. Um, First 5-6 minutes of the second half here, I think Northern Burnham has slightly the better of it, but unable to take advantage. And Penza hits it low. Hetman with another good save. He's had a few of them already this game, and there comes Tigalco and Collins combining up the other end. Well, you can try and extend your winning streak. I forgot already. Was it 9? Someone will remind me how many games Haji won in a row with the Devils. I think it was 9. Coming up to 60 minutes, it's still 0-0. There has been plenty from Northern Burn here in the beginning of the second half, but yet, I was going to say yet to see anything from Dudley, but here they come. It's Collins coming forward. There's the head of Sigalco, but Buffon with a great save. Ball goes out for a corner. 8-4, it has been pretty much all Northern Burn. That one from Dudley not counted yet because we stopped it. Um, Dragons have the records. 10 wins on the spin. When was that? Let's double check. I'll have to double check when that was, Duggan. But you could be right. You could be right. I didn't manage to find a good formula for the spreadsheet. I only did it manually, so that is potentially so 10 in a row for wins, and I believe 12 in a row for unbeaten. Is that then the correct ones? Anyway, we'll have a look at it later. Dudley Hill. Something for the manager to think about here. 6 for Ariel Ortega, 6 for Collins, Delvecchio for Collins, and roll. Delvecchio for Collins. Where is Collins? Oh, and roll. Northern Burn. Candelas on a 9. India's on an 8. Scallion Verong still on 6s though. Not doing particularly well that midfield pairing tonight. Manager not here, but I very much doubt that he would have changed anything at this point. Current speed back up to fast, and let's see what happens in the last half hour. It's Impensa. Didn't mention him at the start of the game. He is the main threat for Northern Burn and Dudley Hill's defense, as effective as they have been so far this season, not able to completely contain him. But it's Lee Boyer who gets one back for the visitors. 1-1 now. We'll slow this down for the last 8-10 minutes here. Boyer again getting involved, and there's Tigalco with his first of the evening. Dudley's second. Dudley Hill take a 2-1 lead into the last couple of minutes. Veron comes forward now. Couple of sucker punches from Dudley here towards the end. Candelar comes forward. Can Northern Burn find a way back into this? They've got 3-4 minutes left to do it in. It doesn't look like it, and there goes the final whistle. Dudley Hill, third game in a row without a clean sheet, but finally they pick up 3 points. Much better after Del Vecchio came on in the last half hour. 11-6 to Northern Burn's 11-5. Del Vecchio gets an assist and an 8. Sigalgo had 7 shots, 4 of them on target, and managed to score a goal. Massive result for Dudley here. Lee Boyer gets an assist as well. Brilliant overall performance. I mean, plenty eights, but yeah, generally a very good performance from Dudley Hill. Emilian Pence, a man of the match. He got the the goal in the eye with another assist. Good season for him. Manager will be slightly disappointed with this. I'm fairly certain, having gone 1-0 up and then to lose. But yeah, a little bit of late drama there. You love to see it. And Northern Burn, unfortunately for them, failed to pick up any points at home in the first game of the evening. As advertised, we are going to head to Sancte next, as Ross asked for an early game. He has got a slight change to his lineup here. I believe Riquelme's dropped to the bench, and it's the torn up tartan formation. And Oliver Kahn, of course, is completely out of consideration after picking up another red card. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see what Haggis have done. Not much, I think, if I remember rightly. I think Hippie is now the captain, and then there was a couple of player instruction changes, maybe. I think that was it from the visitors. So let's kick this one off and see what happens. Both teams still down at the bottom. Hag is perhaps slightly better form. They have crept up to 14 points. Sancte still on 8, and some decent results for Haggis recently. But let's get this one on their way. As Ross requested as early as possible. Good chance for Haggis there, opening up for Montella, but fails to capitalize. Jax was in there as well with a good chance. Here he comes again, but good defensive display by Sancte so far. They are putting. Oh, and just as I said that, Figo, I believe, with a direct free kick, opens the scoring. The visitors have gone 1-0 up. Haggis have finally found some form after a very, very slow start to the season. But Sancte are not without their own chances. Here is Ashley Cole. There's Ferguson getting involved as well. And as we approach half time, it looks as if both teams are still going for it. We reach the 45-minute mark. 2-2. Sancte not as effective, not as attacking as Haggis with their 8-4. Dominant display from the visitors. The evidence. You've saved that. That's dedicated. I'll have a look. 10 on the spin. That's just a random collage of images. That doesn't. What? What is it meant to prove? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, but anyway, sorry about that. Haggis will roll until 60. We'll go for Sancte. Let's see. I think it was a direct free kick. Let's see what Sancte. Ashley Cole's on a 6, so is Sauri, and so is Kim Kellstrom. Surely Riquelme for Kellstrom um, is an obvious one. Don't know if um, there's anything else. Salva potentially could come on, but we'll see what Ross wants to do at this point. Riquelme for Kim Kellstrom. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Let's see what the first 15 of the second half will bring. Hopefully for Sancte, they can create a little bit more now with Riquelme, who on paper certainly is a better option in that AMC role. Look as if Haggis are holding on pretty well, though, creating one or two chances off their own. Figo and Simao combining their Jacques with a volley. Not finding anything with that, though. And here comes Sancte, just coming up to the hour mark. Maybe something in it for them here. There's Ferguson, good save by Casillas, who's done brilliantly after joining Haggis. Sancte slightly the better of the second half, the first 15 anyway. And yeah, 8s and 7s across the board. Probably not much for the manager to consider. I mean, Inzaghi could potentially come on, but looks as if it's pretty solid. No fitness concerns either. So yeah, pretty good. Looking pretty good for Haggis. Manager loves a little play around though. So wouldn't be surprised if we see at least one change from him. Sancte, meanwhile, yeah, swap strikers. That's another Haggis classic. Meanwhile, Sancte, it looks better in the second half, but they still haven't really threatened the Haggis goal. We'll just let Ross ponder that while I go to Haggis and swap the strikers. Sanctay happy to roll. Excellent, excellent. Half an hour coming up of non-stop action, no doubt. It's Ferguson again getting involved here. A little bit of a difficult time at Sanctay, but the first match or two. But it looks as if he's improving now. The last 10 minutes coming up. Ooh, Crespo going close there, I think it was. We'll slow down just a little bit here as we approach the last uh, or the final whistle. 9 minutes to play, presumably, not counting at a time. Action slows down a little bit. It's Tudor coming forward though. Finds Davis, finds Patsazoglu. Roque Santa Cruz caught offside, and there's 3 minutes of added time. Montella and Jacques combining. Figo now didn't do enough, and Kirkland has a good parry there in the Sanctay goal. Not sure who got the shot off, but the good performance from the Sanctay keeper. And there is Tudor coming forward. He had a very good game last time out. His first ever goal for Sanctay. Very, very late drama here. Just a couple of minutes left. Will anything else happen? Jeremish comes forward now. There's Montella. Just straight offside. Will we see another goal? Montella again. Free kick to Haggis. Figo lines it up, but didn't have time to take it, I think. And time ran out. 11-6. Haggis 6-5 Sanctay. A very entertaining second half. Credit to both managers for their efforts. Montella, Kalashakis, and Figo shared the 11 shots between them. That's what you like to see, of course, as a manager. And let's see, it was Ashley Cole who got the assist. Igor Tudor with the goal. Man of the match award for him as well, even though Kirkland gets a 9. Manager's going to be pleased with that substitution keeper, or sorry, backup keeper coming in and taking over. Excellent, excellent result, and excellent entertainment. Another late drama in the Sanctay versus Haggis game. We have got both Duggan and Steve in the audience, so I guess we go for Foss Road against Vikings next. Foss Road, new tactic, and yeah, Finnan in a left back, and Totti as MC. Apart from that, nothing really to sort of stir up any kind of huge talking points. Yeah, it's a bit of a change from the normal Foss Road lineup, of course, and Totti in an unfamiliar role, but let's see. I believe Joe Cole at DMC is probably wrong, so I will just double check that. Um, it's Saeed indeed. I thought that looked odd. Better do a double check of everything. Dia, Gerard, Totti. No, I think everything else is probably as it should be, but probably good that I caught that one. But of course would of course some would of would of course some concerns and some accusations. I think I've let um what's his face Smuts down in the past with some with some oversight. So that would have been unfortunate. I believe Trezeguet was the right person on the bench, but you can have Joe Cole. It's not a problem. That should be it. Oh, we need to be careful with this again. We'll do 47 for Finland just to make sure that we don't run into problems. Vikings. Shevchenko's back, Van Bommel's back for Van der Vaart. That experiment didn't last long, and Pauve comes in at DMC as well. Van Bommel takes over the captain's armband as well. And that's pretty much it for Vikings. They've had a pretty poor run recently, and now they're away to Foss Road. That's not easy. Yeah, but the main concern is, of course, the lack of goals. But now with Shevchenko back, he's at 6-9, and been very important for the club so far. So we'll see what he does this evening against Foss Road, if anything. Kick this one off. Vikings in their lovely grey and black away colours. And they've had most of the chances so far, I think, in the first half, without being super dangerous, Row. And it is Van Nistelrooy. It is the opponents that open the scoring. Van Nistelrooy with yet another goal for Foss Road. Finnan comes forward as well. Was surprised to see him being included. Oh, but that's a problem for Foss Road. The second yellow for Ibrahim Saeed on 34 minutes. We'll see what the manager wants to do. Potentially just move Gerard back and centralize Totti. Um, That's probably what I'd do. Or Dire Central. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. At least until half time. We'll let the manager ponder further at that point. Oh, we should have actually allowed Vikings a change, but we'll do that at half time. Apologies for that. We're on 43 minutes now, and there we go. 4-4 for Foss Road, 2-1 for Vikings. Vikings, it's not been terrible. Kiotis is on an 8, so is Volodenkov. But there's a bunch of people on 6s, and they haven't really created anything. I think just getting the ball forward has proved a little bit of a problem. Volodenkov, the only one with key passes, that's not been great for them. Over on the other side, it has been slightly better for Foss Road, although the stats aren't brilliant either. Just the one key pass there for Kieran Dyer, no assist for Van Nistelrooy for the goal. Don't know how that came about, but he managed it somehow. Ibrahim Said had a pretty decent game until he got sent off, doing good work in midfield there. But yeah, Kieran Dyer 5-5, very good defensive display from him. Not really created a bunch, but yeah, but so far, so good for Foss Road. Vikings, though, we'll see if the manager wants to do anything. Sorochinski, Verani, and Etsteberia are the options on the bench. We could potentially come in and change things for them. Um, yeah, 6 for Shevchenko so far. That's not brilliant. We'll see if there's going to be any kind of sort of wing back shenanigans. You'd think on the right hand side rather than on the left to avoid clashing with power upside. I think he's right, isn't he? Power. Oh, he's left. My bad. Yeah, 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 that seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. Get a bit more steel into midfield as they're up against just the one central midfielder for um perfect. Okay, good. I was thinking that. Um, let's see how they get on in the second half. Vikings with that. Oh, arrow and net, but yeah, we'll do that as well. Like this or like this. I'm guessing straight, but I don't know. Some managers prefer different things. Some prefer them straight one. Okay, perfect. Got ya. All good then. I hope, and all set for the second half. Told you to be down to fast. And Vikings will look to capitalize immediately. If they're gonna have time to build on it. First 10 minutes, nothing happens. Here comes Foss Road. 10 men Foss Road. Van Nistelrooy again misses the target. That could have been a great goal. Ooh, and Ferdinand picks up an injury. That is definitely not what the manager wants to see. Sorochinski, I guess, plays are not terrible DC. He has got 20 marking, 17 jumping, good pace. Brett Emerton is the other option. Uh, worse. Oh, much worse. Much worse. Yeah, that's definitely going to be Sorochinsky straight swap there, I think. We'll pop Sorochinsky on as confirmed by the manager and just roll until 60, and we'll see what happens at that point. There we go. If the game wanted to stop. Yeah, very. Apart from that injury, nothing happened in the second half of note. Patrick Power is down on a 5, not doing brilliantly. Liverani, an obvious substitution for him. Attacking players are doing poorly as well. 6s for them. Um, yeah, we could potentially see 2 more substitution from Vikings here. I guess. I mean, it's not been great from anyone involved, apart from maybe Kiotis and Volodenkov. Well, let's Steve ponder that while we go to Foss Road. See if Duggan wants to do anything. Francesco Totti, the captain, is I'm not sure if he's meant to be captain, but he is. Um, he's on a 6. Oh, Ronnie Skipper. Oh, perfect. Another thing missed. There we go. Um, you'd think I was doing this deliberately, but I am genuinely not. First road goes as is. Vikings go. Vikings are doing things. Power way off for Esteberia. Two up top. Luciero and Nedved. Centralize Van Bommel is my guess. Gotta find something here, Vikings. Up against 10 men for pretty much 60 minutes. They've still got 27 to play. Fitness should start to be a thing. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We will see as we have the last 27 minutes coming up of this one. Foster Road a bogey team. Potentially, yes. Um, let's see. It looks as if we haven't scored against them in 2 seasons. What? Yeah, that is a bogey team. Let's see if that's about to change. We've got 2 minutes left. It doesn't look like it, I'll be honest. No, wasn't to be. Still not scored against them. Is that really true? Uh, wow. I mean, there was that 3-2 win, but yeah, definitely the last 2 games you didn't score. Nah, yeah, anyway, um, right, and Tato's back. Good news. Sorry for going into the to stats mode. Um, Foss Road 11-7, still with the man down. That is brilliant. Vikings, tricky one. Kiotis did well. Um, But apart from that, yeah, it was a little bit hit and miss. Nedved did not like his role. Just didn't really find his way this evening. There's not a few people who did. Yeah, very mixed bag. Very mixed bag. I don't know. My eyesight is failing me at this time of night. Can't really see what's going on. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, Fossrow did brilliantly. Finnan, man of the Finnan of all Finnan didn't have a squad number. Where's he been all this time? Oh, he was at Fossrow, and then they dumped him on Stackington. He came back and he did well. Brilliant attributes. Yeah, DML, maybe that's why. Anyway, good performance from the home side. Fossrow picks up 3 points there. Brilliant. I see Alf is not here yet, so we will probably go. And Mike is also not here, and neither is. Anyway, we'll go Badgers against the mighty Exiles next as Tato is back. Exiles are unchanged. Let's just dwell on that for a couple of seconds. Vieri still out injured. That's a problem for him. Maklas, who came in for him, scored last time out. They play Badgers now. Dudley Hill and Sloths next. They had a good start to the season. It's been a little bit so since then, but yeah, they're still in the mix as Exiles usually are early on in the season. As mentioned, Vieri out. That's the big miss for them. Badgers, meanwhile, they're unchanged because things are going really well. Matt Holland has had 2 assists. I think only one of them in his current position, but he is doing well. So Salihamidzic is obviously a little bit peeved that he got signed and hasn't played, but there you go. It's life sometime. Brosek Rayad still on the bench as well. Brosek still on the bench. Oh, yeah. Did he not? Yeah, I don't know. Was it not Brosek who was doing better? Anyway, Rayad as well is there. Cherry Henry, of course, 7 goals and 12. He is doing brilliantly. And Michael Owen, 5 and 5 star, or 5 out of his 5 stars, 9 in total. Very good return as well. Difficult to come in there. Paul Scholes, who had been playing badly until I noticed it, is now playing really good. It's Badgers away to Exiles. Badgers in their lovely away colours. First half coming up, and Mackless immediately gets injured. Um, I guess Farias is the sort of obvious choice. Um, I guess think he's played. I think he's played swap with Casano before, so I'm gonna do that. I believe that has been a thing before. Marcus picks up a not so serious injury, 70. That's probably gonna be fine. You absolutely hate Smooch. What do you feel about Casano? Oof, or even Michael Owen answers straight back, does the Badgers. Um, Michael Owen not messing about, his sixth of the season. Oof, but it's Casano doubling his tally for the evening. Exiles 2-1 up now. Badgers defense are collapsing against the superior force of Antonio Casano in his sort of season 4-5, whatever this is, 6. Starting to look half decent. Not seen many goals from him so far this season, but here he is, and there's Owen with the equalizer just before halftime. Even and Al, good to have you here. You're just in time to catch up on a very entertaining game here. Casano with 2 and 12. And now he's got 4 and 13. Brilliant performance from him. Michael Owen now hitting 7 as well. Michael Owen, I don't think he's ever. Oh, Sancta, he had 7 as well back in a couple of seasons ago. Yeah, he's not brilliant in the past, Michael Owen, but he's having a good one tonight. Match stats we've already looked at. David Day is getting a 5 assists from who at Davids. Oh, there's Matthew Holland getting another assist. That's another week for Salihamidzic on the bench then. And we have Mendieta with an assist for Exiles, and their keeper Constanzo is also on a 6. We'll roll till 60 as Tato has confirmed. And Matty Holland, the unsung hero of the Badgers side. And there is Thierry Henry, third goal of the evening. The record is still on. The record is still on for Badgers as they take a 3-2 lead against Exiles. Superb play by Exiles until the finish there. I'm not sure what they were doing, but the finish wasn't great. There comes Raul, certain to score, and it's 3-3. The goals keep flowing here, and the keepers keep underperforming. Not a single save made by the Exiles keeper, and only 2 by the Badgers keeper. Could be better. Matty Holland gets another assist. That's all. That's always good, I guess. Paul Scholes. Um, yeah, that's bad timing, but it had to be 60, you know. Let's see, Badges. You're playing well though. It's all on David Day. I can't help you with the bad keeper. We'll see if Tato wants to do any changes. I mean, Day off for Toldo. Oh, seen enough. Toldo had a bad game before though. That's a brave substitution. Anyway, let's have a look at Exiles. Sir Roberto got an assist. It's Casano still on a 9. Keeper's only on a 5. He's let 3 out of 3 shots in. It's terrible. The rest can stay. 60 minutes, last half hour coming up. Who will find the winner in this one? Someone. There's got to be more goals in this one. Surely. Surely there's got to be more goals in this one. Ashley Lyth picks up an injury. Not blessed with a bunch of DMCs on the bench. Holland, will this be Salihamidzic's day? Will he come on and Holland can move to the central DMC role? I guess that's the most obvious. Um, unless the manager wants to go 3 up top, obviously he could throw on Brosek and just completely go for it. Let's see what Tato wants to do. Rayad for the injured Lyth and Holland comes into DMC. Rayad has had a big impact, but he's been an impact player before, hasn't he? We'll slow this one down. It's too exciting not to enjoy the last 8 minutes here, although nothing's probably going to happen, but who knows? And there's Nesta and Mendieta. Rayad unable to control the ball. That means Raul gets a header, but unable to find the target. There comes Scholes forward now. There's Owen. Rayad was caught offside. 4 minutes added on. Badgers have 7 minutes to find a 4th goal of the evening. I think they'll have a free kick now. It's Holland coming forward. There's Owen. There's Smooch. Giuliano. Giggs to Tomasi. Tomasi goes down. Giggs with a free kick. Henri with a header. And a great save by the Exiles keeper. Chose a very good time to start remembering to make saves here. But there will be one more chance apparently for Badgers. It's Owen to Giggs. And Constanzo with another good save. There's a corner, but no time to take it. It finishes 3-3. Badgers are going to have to go after the unbeaten record instead of the wins in a row. 8 shots on target. Costanzo let the first 3 go in and saved the last 5. Oh, right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, Michael Owen, man of the match. Great entertainment. Tolo came in, did okay. Rayad came in, did okay as well. But yeah, it finishes 3-3. Brilliant entertainment. Man of the match was Michael Owen. And yeah, Cassano had a good game as well, as we mentioned for Exiles. Um, excellent. We will go next with Alf and I don't know if Scott is still here. Hopefully Scott's still here. If not, then we'll see how it goes anyway. Bunch of changes for slots. Some sort of people moving around here at the DMC line. Basiuk and Flo started as two strikers. Kessman's just behind them. So Neto and Okan keep the spots on the side. So does Woodgate and Valgarin and Eleftheropoulos. New men on the bench is Kale Giovanni and I think Haji Mehmedovic was already there. So that's how slots line up this evening. They're up against LSK. A couple of changes for LSK. Tactically is probably the main one that you will notice. They start the game as they finished the last one, I believe it was. And Gonzalez comes in. Welsh is back, I think, after injury. Nikiforenko, Kluivert, Saviola, those are your kind of standard attacking options for Los Santos. They're down in 10th, looking to move up to 18 points, which could potentially put them above the line, depending on some of the other results. Who knows? And Sloth's just desperately looking for a win here because they are down at the bottom. Still above Sancte though, but six draws. Not conceded that many though, which has got to be some consolation from the manager. But let's see how it goes this evening as they visit the Sloths visit Los Santos. Okan very active early on. A couple of good attempts from him, passing the ball forward for Sloth, trying to create something to Neto as well down the other flank doing a brilliant job. Flo misses the target. He's been involved a couple of times. I'm not sure anyone saw that coming. First of all, him actually being picked, and second of all, that he has chances. But it's Ezequiel Gonzalez, who joined from Fiorentina, an out of league signing, who puts Los Santos in the league. I wasn't sure about him at MC, but it seems as if he has found his feet straight away. Los Santos take a 1-0 lead into half time, 5-5 Los Santos, and 4-2 for Sloths. Um, yeah, good for Tonetto. I think Okan has done pretty well as well. Torrent Flow is a little bit wasteful by him, but not terrible. Kessman as well, not entirely delighted with his AMC role. Scott says roll. We'll just have a quick look at the Los Santos stats. Wilson Saviola are on sixes. No one got the assist. Everyone else is doing brilliantly. Back to Sloths. We'll show the condition as well. Everyone is doing good in terms of rating. As mentioned, Kessman's on a 6, so is Torander Flow. Options are, of course, Hadjimemedovic and Giovanni. The attacking options could potentially see Kessman moving up front, maybe Giovanni coming in at that AMC role, but he's not been brilliant this season. He was good at Barcelona, though, which is always something. We have got Eldar as well, who's popped up every now and again. He did well when he first came in from Dudley, 7-4. That's decent for him. And then he's not really been used a lot since. I'm not sure if the manager is kind of just falling out of love with him. Kesman swaps with Flo, and Flo goes off for Eldar in that AMC role. Good change by the manager. I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. And keeping Giovanni on the bench, potentially come on for Okan or for someone else a little bit later on. We'll roll till 60 and see how it goes. A little bit uneventful the first 5 minutes, but here comes Kesman and Vasiu, but it's Petit who takes control of the ball. Moves down the other end. Someone picks up a yellow card for upending Sylvestre. Welsh goes forward and doesn't really do anything. Kesman now, Okan caught offside. It's a tense affair, this one. Okan comes forward, Okan to the byline, there's a cross, and there is Kesman. As mentioned, good decision by the manager to get Kesman up front, and he has repaid that decision immediately. But here comes Saviola down the other end for Los Santos. I couldn't find the back of the net though. Slightly better for Sloth in the second half. They had a shot, it was on target, and it went in. So looking a lot better for them. The assist was for Okan, not for Haji Mehmetovic. But yeah, decent start to the second half for Sloths. And let's have a look at the condition. Everyone doing good. And in terms of match rating, we are also looking relatively fine. Biscan still on a 6, unlikely that he's going to be pulled though. The core is on a 6 and a yellow. Again, very unlikely that the manager's going to want to pull him, but we'll see what Alf wants to do. Meanwhile, we'll go over to Los Santos, and we were going to see Hara Simovic for Saviola, I believe it is. Yes, and that is all from Scott. We'll go back to Sloths and wait for Alf to confirm if he's happy to roll. With the improved lineup, who seems to enjoy at least the first 15 minutes of the second half. Whether it will hold until the end, who knows? He wants to see Giovanni for Okan. I don't blame you. I think Giovanni is a relatively exciting player. He has got 20 for crossing, so he could be one of the guys who could change things from the wing. Combining with Kessman, who is on that side, it definitely makes sense from a drawing board perspective. We'll see what else happens in the remainder of the game. Presume we'll keep the powder drive in terms of Sebastian Kale in case there are any injuries. So let's see how the remainder of the second half goes. Los Santos and Sloss, we are 1-1, and we have half an hour coming up. Early chance for Los Santos. Sloths coming back at them though. Gonzalez getting involved again. Harasimovic getting involved. There's Beckham. There's Kluivert. There's plenty of people. Kluivert with a couple of huge chances, but great saves by the Sloths keeper. Sloths are begging for a penalty. They get it. Giovanni begins his run up and he has scored. He has put Sloths 2-1 up. I am not sure what that penalty was awarded for. The time went a little bit, the speed was a little bit quickly there. Ezequiel Gonzalez coming forward now, but it looks as if Sloths have found 3 points. And indeed, they have excellent performance by the visitors, holding on for dear life against Los Santos, 8 shots on target. And let's see who was the culprit there. It was Sylvestre who tackled and knocked Kessman to the ground. Penalty awarded, perhaps a little bit harsh there. Giovanni began his run up and nestled the ball in the back of the net. Well done, Giovanni. Um, Kessman, of course, gets an assist for that, being brought down for the penalty, and he gets an 8. Not enough to get man of the match, though. That goes to Emmanuel Petit from another dominant display at DMC, let down a little bit by Sylvestre, who committed that foul for the penalty, though a little bit unlucky. John Wells, the captain, only on a 6, and Kluivert, I believe, who was a little bit. There he is, Kluivert, a little bit wasteful. Well, hard to say wasteful. He had 5 shots, all 5 on target. Manager will feel that he could have gone away with at least a point here, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. LSK lose 2-1 at home to Sloths. Last up, we've got Fulchester and Stanley. I am not sure if Mike or Dan are here, so this will be a quick one. Just the one change for Stanley. It's Walker coming in for Georgic. They still have Ryan Johnson tired but injured, Georgic injured now, and Simek long-term injured as well. Stanley in 9th position. They're up against Fulchester. Fulchester are unchanged. A bunch of players are unhappy, presumably due to results not going their way. Indeed, good subs, Alf. Good to bring Giovanni on. That was a wise move. Fulchester, though, at home to Stanley. Can they pick up 3 points? 11th against 9th. It's sort of the chasing pack here. 3 points for someone could be crucial tonight. But let's see who gets them, if anyone. I was going to say it's a good start for someone, but no one has really made a brilliant start. Oh, having said that, there's Del Piero, though. Brave inclusion from Stanley. I'm not sure his stats have developed that well, but it is Stanley who finds the opener. And there is Pizarro. He's on a run of games for Fulchester. And is he starting to find scoring form? 3-5. Man, he's got to be happy with this. 5-5, 3-3. Very clinical finishing from both sides here. Who picked up the assist for Stanley? No one. How did the goal come about then? Oh, it was a follow up. Decent enough for him. Fulchester stats: the assist came from Jorgatos, his fifth of the season. He's doing a brilliant job out on the wing for Fulchester. We'll get the second half underway straight up and see if anyone can find a winner in this one. It's been a lot of Fulchester. Looks as if this has been in their favour so far this second half in terms of chances. And as Maserati, his first of the season, Fulchester go 2-1 up. Olise Debe putting himself about. He had a couple of goals early on, but that seems to have dried up for him. Um, Plenty of chances still coming for both sides, but mainly you feel as if it's Fulchester, and that should seal the deal. Roy Keane putting Fulchester 3-1 up against Stanley. Having said that, Guillaume has gone straight back down the other end and fired a goal in, two for Stanley, but they cannot catch Fulchester, who ends up winning that game 3-2. Brilliant performance from them, if not defensively, then at least attacking. Del Piero managed to get an assist as well as a goal. Only an 8 though, due to poor passing, no tackling, and no headers won either. Ben May, the player who got brought in, um, did better in his previous encounters. And Esteban only a 5. Not ideal either. Gigantus gets man of the match. He gets a 10, despite not completing about half of his passes. Ayala, who and Maserati, who doing all the work defensively, somehow get overlooked, but never mind. Manager will take the 3 points and run from this one. Absolutely brilliant for Fulchester. 3 points on the board, and they probably leapfrog Stanley in the standings. We'll have a look in a second. Goals everywhere. Vikings, the only side failing to score. Northern Burn losing at home to Dudley. Sanctuary drawing with Haggis. Very entertaining 3-3 with Exiles and Badgers. Fulchester 3-2 winners, as we just saw against Stanley. Los Santos lost 2-1 at home to Slots with that Giovanni penalty late on. And Foss Road 1-0 winners against the Vikings. That means the standings are as follows. Badgers are ahead by 6 points in front of Exiles and East Coast, who have got a game in hand. Then it's Foss Road on 19, then Dudley on 18. Vikings just below them on with a poorer goal difference, obviously. Still on 18 points though, so Stackington, who have got a game in hand. Fulchester on 17 points now, Northern Burn on 16, Stanley on 15, Los Santos. My goodness, there's 3 points from from 3 points separating 5th from 12th. So yeah, plenty to play for still. And Sancti down at the bottom along with Sloss. They're not out of it, but they're looking tricky. Next fixtures are East Coast against Northern Burn, Haggis against Dagenton, Sancti against Foss Road, Vikings against Dudley, Stanley against Los Santos. Records for point 64, possibly. You're nowhere near it anyway. I think that's looking like 54, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what records could potentially be broken. But anyway, those are your fixtures. Packs will be out to the involved manager as soon as possible, and then I'll see what I can do in terms of speeding this up a little bit, because there are some random weeks before we get back to sort of something resembling normality. But yeah, that's your lineup for next week. Badgers are out. Other managers are also out. Yeah, you'll figure it out. Packs will be out and screenshots, etc., etc. Thank you very much for playing along. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and good night.